eBay sellers who basically lie in their descriptions and then are just a-holes when you try to talk some sense into them about either a refund or a return. Yeah, you deceitful eBay sellers. Don't make me cranky. You wouldn't like me when I'm cranky. Let's talk about this purchase I just made on eBay that pissed me off. What are we waiting for? Let's go. So yeah, I'm going to obviously kind of exaggerate this because I just want to vent a little bit. But I also want your opinion. And in the comments, I want you to give me some of your experiences and let me know what you have done with some eBay sellers who basically blow off your opinion and are deceitful in the way they list items. So if you saw, we did a watch along recently to the film Carousel. And during it, I mentioned the fact that I wanted to collect the DVD version of it because it had the cool artwork. I'm not going to pull the poster up, but you're going to see it in a second. But with that being said, I talked to the director, interviewed him, was really positive. And I said during that I had ordered the DVD from eBay. And I got a really good deal on it. And I talked to the guy and we went back and forth. And I made a good offer. He accepted it. So I received it in the mail and I got it a day after the interview. I thought I was going to be able to talk about it on the live stream, but that's okay. So it came in the mail and hey, look, on the surface, it looks pretty good, right? There's that amazing cover art. And then you got the back and it looked good in the photos. And I'm going to read you a description of exactly what the seller on eBay, how they describe the item in the actual listing. So I'm not here to badmouth the seller. I'm more or less to vent my frustrations with sellers. Here's the way it was described. Item is in overall good condition, as noted in the description. This is the description. I don't know what that means. Maybe it was like, he said it was used but in good condition. But either way, please refer to the photos to see the exact condition, which I did, but you can't tell. They were real strategic with the photos, and I'm not going to show them because I don't want you guys to track down who I bought this from. Like I said, I'm not calling him out. It's just a vent. Used item might show minor wear or visible wear from age or play. Come from a smoke-free home. Feel free to message me with any questions, which I did. I asked them, was it in good condition? Was the disc scratched? And they said no, because the disc is ultimately the most important part. We ship items within 24 hours. Please check our store to find other or similar unique and cool items we have to offer. Thank you. So with that being said, the person's logo actually has the word collector in it. So if you're going to use the word collector, I would assume you know what people want when they're trying to collect physical media. And they sell quite a few items. Now I did look at their feedback before I bought it, before I even made the offer. It was in 99% range. But the one thing I'll warn you of, don't just look at the negative feedback. Click on the button when you go into the details and look at the neutral feedback, because I don't think that counts on the rating. And I should have done that, and I would have seen this person has quite a few issues with people claiming they don't describe their items properly and that they give them a bunch of runaround when they complain about it. So on the surface, like I said, this looks good. But if you want to take a deeper dive with me, there is no plastic over the paper cover. And how do you think it's stuck on there? With layers and layers of double-sided tape. And I just so happened contacted the seller, and when I told them about it, they basically said that wasn't possible and they didn't know what I was talking about. So I literally spent, I didn't want to rip the cover, I spent about 10 minutes with a little knife and peeled the cover away. And if you look, you can probably see it around all the edges. and the spine. And in the middle here, look at there, you can see it. Not only can you see the tape, you can see what I would describe as short curly hairs. And there were more than that when I did peel pieces of the tape off that they had double layered on there. Some of them pulled away. Is that a fucking pube? I don't know what that is, but if they must have some awful short curly hairs on their head. So it isn't a lot of damage to this. There are some creases. And they said it had some edge wear. So I'm fine with that. And the disc is in good shape. Now, here's to the case. There is no plastic on it, and you can see somebody has literally cut the plastic away on the edges. The only reason I'm making a big deal out of this is I contacted the seller and said, this item is basically 100% garbage. And I really appreciate you sending me some of your pubic hair or whatever kind of hair that was on there. The problem that I have with it is they acted like that the item that they sent me, that was the way that it was originally purchased. Now, I don't know whether he meant used, but when I described it and told him that I was unhappy with it and that it did not come from a store that way, he didn't go back and say, well, I bought it used. He basically said, I've looked up another seller's item and I'm going to send you some photos, and it looks like theirs is the same way. It was a sold item. How do I know this fucking guy didn't buy that one and just reposted it when he got it? So I told him, I said, all I'm saying is I can get my own case. I can try to pull that tape off, and if not, I can put some paper over it. Not that big a deal. Can you just, why would you not describe that? And he went back and forth with me and basically told me that he would consider that in good, if not near mint condition. He said, you would be surprised, but we all have different perspectives for conditions, and we see things that others wouldn't. And because of that, I can give you a free return, and I'll stand strong behind what I said about the description. I know something that looks mint to me could look trash to someone else. I'm not even going to read all the back and forth I went, where we basically argued that there is no way that this movie came this way from the store, and you're going to send me photos to show that somebody else was selling it, when you couldn't even tell in those photos whether they really had plastic over the cover or not. So then ultimately I said, look, if I have to return this, I'm going to have to get a padded envelope, which I probably already have, but still it costs. I'm going to have to print the label, which costs. Legit right now, just so you know, I sold stuff on eBay. I'm totally out of ink. So I'm going to have to buy a cartridge. It's going to cause a delay. I said, can we just agree on an amount of a refund? I said, I think $5 will cover it. That'll cover me having to replace it with a case that I got like at the Dollar Tree, the cost of a padded envelope, the cost of a label, the cost of some ink, my time. They said that they would offer me $2 is all. They never give anybody more than a $2 refund or something like that. I said, the cost of the materials to ship it back is more than $2. So then we kept going back and forth, where he didn't come out and say it, but basically inferred that, how does he know that this was the condition that I received it in? Dude, do you really think that I, as a collector of physical media, am going to get a case, I'm going to take it out, I'm going to put double-sided tape on it, and I'm going to add pube hair to it to make it, a Jeff Man 316 special? No. So just the point of it, it is not as described. Just come clean. At this point, I'm tired of dealing with the fucking guy. I am not accepting his, I didn't want to accept his $2 refund. He says he will not give me more than $2. And here's the issue. If I do a return case on this and he refuses to send me anything other than $2, I have to send it back, which means it's going to be a hassle for me. I don't know. The disc at least is in good condition. So I know I'm really blowing it out of proportion, but that's fine. It's the principle. You lied about the condition. You didn't describe it properly. You blew it off basically saying this is the way it came from the store. You pointed out somebody else's auction saying theirs was in the same condition, you're trying to justify hot garbage to me, and that's not going to work. I'm not letting it fly. I sell on eBay, and I try to do everything to make the customer's experience positive. Because you should be embarrassed. If the seller happens to ever watch my video, I told him that I was going to probably post a review of my experience. I hope you are embarrassed that you sent some shit like this through the mail to somebody who told you that they were a collector, and you even have the word collector in your store name. So here's what I want from you guys. Put in the comment down below. Would you just accept the $2 refund, which then negates your ability to be able to leave neutral, I think, or negative feedback? Or would you do like me, keep it, kind of restore it yourself, put it in a new case, get the pubes off of it, fix the tape on the back, the disc is in good condition, move along? But what feedback would you leave? Would you leave positive? Would you leave neutral? Would you leave negative? I really don't want anybody else who collects movies to have to deal with this kind of shit. I really am leaning towards being Mr. Cranky to the extreme and leaving this fucking guy negative feedback. But I talked to one of you guys and I said, you know what, I'm not going to do that. I want to get your opinion. Does this stuff bother you? I know I'm blowing it out of proportion, but I don't care at this point. It's the principle. So let me know in the comments down below what your experience has been. What would you do? Have you ever left negative feedback? Does it really help things? Do you really want to help other people? I'm a collector, and I don't want anybody else to deal with this shenanigans right here. This is pretty fucking pathetic. So like my video, if nothing else, out of sympathy for me for having to go through such hot garbage. You can't even get a movie in the mail these days. And then at the end of the day, if you are a subscriber, you know how much I appreciate you. You need to hit the notification bell. And guess what? I'm going to do an unboxing of this when I fix it, along with the Blu-rays. And we're going to talk about the movies. And then also watch the interview I did in the live stream about this movie, Carousel. I don't want that to tarnish the movie. It's a good time. I really like it. And I love talking to the director. He's an awesome guy. I love you if you watch his video. So I guess that's it. Like I said, I just want to hear your experiences and what you would do. And until next time, boys and girls, this has been JeffMan316, and I'm your pop culture reporter, and I'm signing out saying you guys be safe out there from fucking eBay.